Do you love stories about dinosaurs? T-Rex imagine discovering a magical rainforest in Brazil, where dinosaurs still live in secret. Deciduous tree, get ready for the greatest adventure of your life. Join Lucas, Sophia, and Dino on a journey full of mysteries, friendship, and a mission to protect nature. Let's uncover the incredible secret of the lost rainforest deep in the Amazon jungle. Once upon a time, deep inside the heart of the vast and mysterious Amazon rainforest, there was a tiny village nestled between the trees. The villagers called it the Enchanted Village, for it was here that the children grew up listening to amazing tales of long-lost civilizations, magical creatures and, of course, Brazilian dinosaurs. You heard right, dinosaurs. Because in this enchanted village, people believed that those gigantic beasts never really went extinct. Instead, they cleverly hid themselves inside the jungle, blending in with the trees and rocks until one day they might return to rule the earth once again. Among all the children who lived in the village, there was one boy named Lucas who was the most curious of them all. He loved researching everything about the dinosaurs that had once roamed the earth. In particular, he loved learning about dinosaur footprints in Brazil. According to legend, there was a time when dinosaurs used to walk across the lands that are now the Amazon rainforest. If one could find a dinosaur footprint in the mud, then they would have proof that dinosaurs were still hiding somewhere inside the jungle. Brazilian Amazon rainforest fossil discoveries. It was said that in the early 1900s, paleontologists had discovered some amazing fossils of dinosaurs in the area. Could these fossils be the key to finding the lost dinosaurs? Legends of lost civilizations. Some people believe that the dinosaurs weren't completely extinct but instead had built secret underground cities where they lived safely. One day after a heavy rain, Lucas decided to go exploring. He wanted to look for dinosaur footprints in the mud, hoping to find some evidence of their existence. As he walked, he sang, "Dinosaur, dinosaur, where are you? Come out and play, we're gonna have so much fun." Suddenly, he stopped. There in front of him was a huge footprint stamped into the mud, just like the ones he had seen in pictures. It looked almost brand new. Could dinosaurs still be alive in the Amazon? He whispered to his best friend, Sophia, who had come along with him. Together, they examined the footprint carefully. It was enormous, much larger than any human footprint they had ever seen before. There were 3 toes on each side of the foot, just like a dinosaur. The print also seemed to be only a few hours old. A shiver ran down Lucas's spine. Could it be true? Was there a dinosaur living deep in the rainforest? He couldn't believe it, but he couldn't think of another explanation either. Determined to get to the bottom of this mystery, Lucas decided to go on an adventure. He had heard stories about a legendary place deep in the jungle, a place where time seemed to stand still, known as the Lost Rainforest. The old villagers claimed that this was the last refuge of the dinosaurs, a place where they had managed to survive all these years by hiding from humans. Lucas and Sophia knew they had to find the lost rainforest, and fast. If the footprint was any indication, then there was a dinosaur nearby and it wouldn't stay hidden forever. The 2 friends set off into the unknown, armed with backpacks full of supplies, ancient maps passed down from the elders, and tons of courage. As they hacked their way through the dense underbrush, Lucas couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The air grew thick with humidity, and the sound of rushing rivers filled their ears. They ducked under giant trees so tall that their branches formed a thick canopy overhead, blocking out the sunlight. All around them, the jungle seemed to be watching their every move. Suddenly, Sophia stopped in her tracks. "Do you hear that?" she whispered, her eyes wide with fear. A loud crash echoed through the trees, followed by heavy footsteps. Lucas felt his heart skip a beat. Was it the dinosaur? Had they finally been discovered? Taking a deep breath, he grabbed his machete and stepped forward. He had come too far to turn back now. As they ventured deeper into the jungle, the undergrowth began to clear and the path widened. Ahead of them, they saw a clearing bathed in golden sunlight. But it wasn't the sight that took their breath away, but the sound. In the center of the clearing was a small, green dinosaur. And when Lucas and Sophia approached cautiously, it turned around and smiled. "Hi," said the little dinosaur excitedly. "I'm Dino. What brings you to the lost rainforest?" Lucas and Sophia were stunned. They couldn't believe their eyes. A real live dinosaur right in front of them. But Dino didn't seem to be dangerous. In fact, he looked friendly. "I found a dinosaur footprint," stammered Lucas, still in disbelief. "And I thought maybe you could help us understand what it means." Dino's face lit up. "Of course," he exclaimed. "I'd love to help. Follow me." Dino led his new human friends through the tall grass and over a sparkling stream until they reached the edge of a thick grove of trees. "This is it," he said proudly. "The dinosaur city." Hesitantly, Lucas and Sophia stepped inside. And what they saw left them speechless. Before them lay a magical world unlike anything they had ever seen before. The trees shimmered with thousands of glowing lights and the air buzzed with the sound of happy chatter. Nestled among the trees were cozy huts made from vines and leaves, decorated with brightly colored flowers. The whole place looked like a scene from a fairy tale. And there were dinosaurs everywhere, all shapes and sizes. Some were lounging on rocks, others were playing games, and some were simply admiring the beautiful surroundings. Cautiously, Lucas and Sophia stepped inside. "Hello," they called out, their voices echoing through the cavernous space. A moment of silence hung in the air before a deep voice boomed, "Who's there?" Startled, Lucas and Sophia turned around to see a huge Tyrannosaurus Rex standing behind them, its sharp teeth bared in a menacing grin. "Don't be afraid," said a gentle voice. A kind-looking Triceratops stepped forward. "We mean you no harm," said Lucas quickly. "We're just visitors from the enchanted village. We've come to learn about your way of life." The T-Rex softened. "Ah, yes," he rumbled. "So you're the humans who have been visiting us in your dreams." Lucas and Sophia exchanged confused glances. "Dreams?" they asked in unison. The T-Rex nodded. "For generations, your people have dreamed of our world, drawn to our magic and wisdom." As the days passed, Lucas and Sophia learned more about the dinosaurs and their way of life. They discovered that the dinosaurs had a deep connection with the forest, using their powers to protect and nurture it. They also learned that the dinosaurs weren't all that different from humans, having their own hopes, dreams, and fears. But the dinosaurs had also faced many challenges over the years. The forest was under threat from outside forces, and the dinosaurs were struggling to protect it. When it was time for Lucas and Sophia to return home, they knew they couldn't do nothing. They promised to help the dinosaurs protect their world. Back in the enchanted village, Lucas and Sophia sprang into action. They started a kids' environmental education program, inviting other children from the surrounding villages to learn about the importance of protecting nature. They organized cleanup drives, planted hundreds of native trees, and gave talks about the magic of the rainforest. Their passion was contagious, and soon other children were joining their cause. Together, they became known as the guardians of the rainforest. But the work was hard and the threats to the rainforest were many. Just when things seemed to be going well, a logging company announced plans to build a road through the rainforest, which would destroy the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Lucas and Sophia knew they had to act fast. They rallied the villagers, including the chief and his advisors, to find a solution. After much discussion, they decided to organize a festival celebrating the culture and biodiversity of the rainforest. It would be a chance to show outsiders the beauty of the rainforest and the importance of protecting it. On the day of the festival, people from all over the region gathered in the enchanted village. They watched in awe as the children presented dances, songs, and stories celebrating the rainforest. The logging company representatives were among the audience, and they couldn't help but feel a sense of pride in the community. Seeing the dedication and passion of the young people, the logging company eventually agreed to change their plans and focus on sustainable practices in the area. News of the festival spread far and wide, and soon the enchanted village was known throughout the region as a place where nature and tradition were respected. The rainforest was safe, at least for now. Lucas and Sophia continued their work with the guardians of the rainforest, inspiring other young people to take action. They knew that the fight to protect the environment was never truly over, but they were hopeful for the future. The rainforest was a source of wonder and magic, and it was up to them to preserve it for generations to come. And so the story of Lucas and Sophia, the two young heroes from the enchanted village, became a legend in the rainforest, reminding all who heard it of the importance of protecting the natural world. For in doing so, we preserve not only the beauty of nature, but also the magic that makes our world so enchanting. The end.